since this is our working video, this is great. We don't have to. We can just keep it moving. We don't have to get forward with it. Now, Johnny, what we had discussed was if we define hair wellness as the present, we have to begin when we define hair wellness. We start with where the state of your hair is at the present moment. Okay. Now we talked about that. Then from there we went on to talk about then when you actually meet with the client, before you even attempt to cut, color, anything, there's a consultation and you diagnose their hair to see where they need to go to achieve the level of wellness for their hair.
Now, I'm hearing that, but I'm going to pull back to say there is no right way of achieving no wellness. I'm just going to give you an alternative or just a way of thinking my way. Not that my way is this, my way is that, but I'm just saying I'm helping you to understand my way of thinking so you can find your own place of wellness. Because it's like your weight. Some people can tell you what your perfect weight is. You have to take that information and figure out that. And that's just one doctor. One doctor can say this, one doctor. And neither doctor is better, worse, or anything.
So basically what you're doing is you're offering them, you're saying, well, this is how I see your hair.
Okay, I'm gonna move forward with this. I'm gonna just say right now and just make it clear. This is what my state of me saying how I would approach it when a person sits in my chair and I'm trying to get them in a well state of mind with their hair.
Okay, because what I'm hearing is this, and what I've seen from being around in the salon, is that someone will come in with 4 inches of hair and say, make me Beyonce. Okay, and then you see the hair is already damaged. She wants this extensive weave put in. And as you're taking the old weave out, you see that whoever put the weave in wasn't protecting the hair underneath.
Okay, so now we're already into two different things. We're into fashion and we're into wellness. We don't skip both. When you say weave to her this and she ain't got that, so I'm moving back to your state of wellness, whatever it is. Some women, their state of wellness does not define their look. Some at all, some just a little, some just a bit. But remember, each one has to, just because you start in a well place don't mean that's your look that I want to be giving you, the public. And all I'm saying is I'm just pulling back to make sure the woman that already understands what I have on my head, that's not the look I want to give you, because I'm going to want this, I'm going to want that, I'm going to want this, I'm going to want that. I'm saying now, how do we keep your hair that's already well on your head and you still achieve your look, which is fashion that you want, which has nothing to do with the wellness state of your hair that you started with. So I can move from the wellness to the fashion, but then I'm going to go back at this time.
Let's stay in the wellness.
Okay, so I'm going to go back to the wellness. Wellness, if we stay there, it's just saying, let me just make sure that you have, say for instance diabetes, you have that under control. Now, if you choose to work outside of it, you'll know how far to go. Because sometimes doctors can tell you, you shouldn't eat sweets, you shouldn't eat pork. And you know that you shouldn't, and you're going to do what you have to do because that's the person. The doctor just tell you what to do, like with me.
So if I was going to define that, I was going to work under that premise for my hair, and you were my hair doctor,
I would start by just saying, okay, when I meet you, what do you have? And I say that. Okay, I'll start with me assessing your hair and just telling you what your state of your hair is before we even get into anything about your pictures you have, your looks you desire. I just start, because sometimes if I start by you telling me what you want, I'm already moving too fast to tell you what you have, because I'm moving with what you have that may have nothing to do with what I may have to do to get you what you want.
So in the consultation, for instance, if someone has not been keeping up with their hair and they have lots of split ends, for instance,
I would already move it before then. It's almost like the initial consultation and then sometimes the appointment. Normally when people call it, I'm almost taking one-on-one consultations to find out what their expectations are for me on the phone sometimes from the beginning. So it already lets me know what we already have to deal with. And on the phone, because I don't have to see them, I'll start by saying, okay, before you let me know what look you want, what's on your head right now? Are you natural? I ask questions like that. Even though some women want to tell you, I'm black, if I normally work best if you just sing, if I ask you to sing a song. So I'll say, are you natural? They'll immediately say whether they are or aren't. Do you have color? They'll tell me whether they do or don't. Are you mature? Okay, I won't go to mature yet. I would say, because I don't want to say, are you a white girl, black girl? Are you a curly girl? This, so I'll say.
But you're basically defining who they are.
But what I'm saying, but remember, I'm into a consultation that has nothing to do with the state of, about the fashion. I'm just finding out the particulars. Like if you come to the doctor's office, he needs to, first of all, view, but.
Now I ask you something, I'm going to change this. If why is mature a question you would ask?
I would ask mature because I'd want to say, are you coloring because you're covering gray or you just trying to achieve color? But I wouldn't say mature because that's when I would find out. So I don't have to say mature. But this is what I'm saying. The way I'm approaching to make men and women feel good about coming to someone who's not prying, but who's gathering information. Now you go to places, they're prying because they ask you less about the real state of your hair and more about what you are, who you are, where you are, and where the time.
Well, they want your billing information.
What I'm doing is, I'm saying, if you start by making sure that you know, as the consumer, as the professional, and I'm talking to the consumer, if you know that you have special needs or desires when you call someone, you know why you're calling them.
Right.
People are calling you because they say, he gives you, okay, they may say a lot of things, but what I want them to do is, I want them to leave out feeling like they got what they came in for, or your expectations were met. Now, sometimes expectations start with, because this is the dimension of Johnny, I'm starting here with wellness just to pull any woman back who's already in too deep. Meaning, some women come in because they're already fabulous and they just need that extra touch. So because I can color, because I can color, because I can work with curly hair, because I can work with Caucasian hair, because I can work with Indian hair that has a lot of curl, because I can just work with color and I can work with dimension and stuff. That's the artist. I'm going back to wellness with making you see the way the industry should go is you should know as the consumer what the state of your hair is. Even if you are 50 years old and nobody ever told you, now is the time. And when I go back to wellness, I'm just starting with just simple things like, what type of hair do I really have? I start by saying, your mama, your daddy, is there any Indian? Sometimes I can already see what I need to see in the color of your skin, which makes me not prideful questions, ask leading questions. Ooh, do you have you got some, I say, what tribe are you from? Jokingly. And most people who already know oh, my grandmother is an Indian. I could already say things like, there are people you can just see, the light-skinned girl may have some ethnicity to her. And you don't have to say, ooh, are you mixed? It's just saying, there's some curl there. Where's that coming from?
Right.
There's some olive tones that are in your skin that says a little less than Indian, a little more something else.
Right.
But there are already qualities that people don't take into account, that you are already Indian descendants that already have straight hair that's curly. That you don't like to be that curly because you want it that straight, but it's straight but has that curly that you can't get out with an iron because it has genes, it has bloodline in it. And then there's some things that, going back to just fabrics, there's some things that you're worrying about that you just shouldn't. If it's on your head, like, okay, a good example, there's a farmer. Oh, you wish that you could just grow the pineapples on your land. The other one, oh, if I just couldn't grow these dang bananas, I'd have oranges. Whatever fruit that you can cultivate on your land, you should really work that. And then, yes, you want pineapples.
Those who are successful, they realize what they have and they cultivate what they have.
And I'm going back to saying, if you start right now, because everyone knows in your lifetime, and if you say you haven't, it's kind of like you're deceiving yourself. You've had something on your head that had nothing to do with what was really attached to you. Now, with that being said, you ain't got no problems or should have no problems with anything, because That's not a point about you getting past the point that I don't do no weave, I don't do no color, I'm just natural. Like, and don't want to digress, but it's like when people who are vegetarians say, I'm a vegetarian, all I do is eat eggs.
And what we're gonna do is this too. I'm gonna stop here for a reason. This is good today. Better than no. This today is our stop and go.